Stable Diffusion, version 1.5.1. Stable Diffusion, version 1.5.1 has been released. This update is quite substantial, and I believe it brings significant improvements. We will discuss the version update process in the latter half of the video. While we haven't tested everything, the following are the functional updates for users. In Lora, previously, you had to input the trigger word every time, but now, after setting it up in advance, it will automatically appear without requiring manual input. Lycoris can now be used without any extensions. SDXL is now supported. Let's explain each of these in more detail. First, Lora. A new editing mode has been added to the selection screen of Lora. When you click on it, the items will be displayed. Description. If you want to provide a description for that Lora, you can include the content there. It's just a memo and won't affect the settings. Stable Diffusion version refers to the version of that specific Lora. The activation text is the trigger word for this Lora. Enter the trigger word for this Lora here. Preferred weight is the setting for the Lora's weight. Enter the weight value you usually use for this Lora. Random prompt can be edited according to your preferences. Notes. Similar to the description, you can input notes here. These are just memos and won't affect the settings. Once you finish the configuration, click on Save. This will make the prompt input easier for Lora in the future. The settings for Lora will be saved in the following location. We will discuss this further in the latter half of the video. Lycoris. You can use Lycoris without the need for any extensions. This is just a personal impression, but Lycoris now functions in a similar way to Lora. The saving location and handling are exactly the same as with Lora and worked perfectly. For example, obtain the Lycoris file on civitai.com. To download the Lycoris file, simply click on the Download button. By default, nothing will be displayed on the Stable Diffusion screen for Lycoris. To address this, save a sample image of the Lycoris page you obtained, using the same name as the Lycoris file, and save it in the same location. The saving location is as follows. The downloaded file retains its original extension. The sample image file will have the PNG extension. By doing this, when you click on Stable Diffusion's Lora and refresh, you will be able to see the Lycoris file you obtained. After that, you can use it just like a Lora file. For SDXL, you can obtain the model, select it, and generate images directly for immediate use. Previously, using SDXL required additional extensions, but with this update, it can be used just like other models. In my environment, I encountered an error if I didn't input the following information at startup. If you want to try SDXL, you can obtain the models from the following links. There are 2 files available. Please note that to download these, you need to be logged into Hugging Face. Once you have obtained the files, add them to the location where your model files are usually stored. After saving the files, you can select the model and start using SDXL. Please note that during the creation of this video, we only confirmed compatibility with SDXL 0.9 version. We are not sure if it will work with the release of SDXL 1.0 in this version of Stable Diffusion. The upgrade process is straightforward. You can use the same git command you used during the initial installation of Stable Diffusion for version upgrade. However, you cannot simply overwrite the existing folder. Personally, I strongly recommend using the method explained in the previous video for upgrading. By following that method, you just need to click and wait. In this update, we have made improvements to support the newly added Lora settings. Please give it a try. If you find this information helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel, giving it a thumbs up, and sharing it. Thank you, and see you in the next video.